Arizona is one of 9 states meeting the Anti-Defamation League standards in fighting anti-Semitism. That's according to a recent report just released by the ADL. The report also found that hate crimes in the U.S. last year hit near record levels. For more on all this, we welcome Sarah Cater. She's Deputy Regional Director of ADL's Desert Region. Good to see you again. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so one of 9 states designated as a leading state. What does all this mean?
Right. So ADL just recently came out with the JPI, the Jewish Policy Index, which is a practical, meaningful tool for policymakers and the community to identify where are states fighting anti-Semitism in the right way at the State House and where are there gaps.
Does it surprise you that Arizona was top 10?
No, it really doesn't. As someone from Arizona, I'm really proud of that accomplishment, and we've been working really hard at ADL and in the Jewish community.
Okay, so, and again, aligns with ADL recommendations and meets ADL standards for fighting anti-Semitism. What are some of those recommendations? What are some of those standards?
Right, so the JPI is categorized into 3 different categories. So we have prioritizing fighting anti-Semitism, educating about the Jewish experience, and promoting, what did we
I think it's protecting Jewish community.
Protecting Jewish community, you got it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember the PEP, protecting the Jewish community.
Okay, yeah.
So there are 22 criteria within those 3. There are 15 core principles and 7 bonus, and we go through each 22 for all the states.
And has Arizona always been, is this as high as Arizona's been? Top 10 is pretty good.
It is good. So this tool is new. It just came out
okay.
as a response really to the increase of anti-Semitism we've seen. So we know that ADL has this annual audit on anti-Semitism, calendar year January through December, and last year was the highest year ever recorded in the United States with 9,354 incidents.
Yeah, I want to get to that in a second here, especially what happened here recently in the Phoenix area. But as far as things that Arizona was cited for and noted for, laws barring state government contracts with entities that boycott Israel. Talk to us about that.
Right. So in terms of prioritizing fighting anti-Semitism, we look at what policies do that and have done that well historically. And anti-BDS statutes have done that. And Arizona has had one on the books for quite some time. Defining anti-Semitism is also a statute that Arizona has had for several years. One gap that we see in terms of fighting anti-Semitism is a task force at the state government to combat anti-Semitism. So that's something we're hoping Arizona will create. Arizona has a 68 out of 100 in this score, and so we're 60 to 100 is leading. We're doing well, but there is still room for improvement.
Wow, okay, so 68 gets you in the top 10.
That's
huh?
right.
Okay.
This is the first iteration of the JPI, so we wanted to give states the opportunity to evaluate, and we also know legislation takes time.
Right.
And sometimes it's going to take a few years.
You talked about the definition. This is adapted by the International Holocaust Remembrance Alliance definition of anti-Semitism, if I'm not mistaken here.
That's right.
I did some research on it. That's what it shows. What does that mean, though? What is that definition?
Right. So that defines anti-Semitism as actions against Jews that are hateful, including harassment and vandalism and assault. But it also says that criticism against the Israeli government is not anti-Semitic. So it definitely makes clear that you can criticize the Israeli government and it will not be anti-Semitic.
I was going to say, because critics will say that this does include campus rallies that were against Israeli actions in Gaza. I mean, how does this work?
Right. So that's really, really important. And part of our audit was identifying which protests were anti-Semitic and which weren't. And I want to be very, very clear that anti-Israel protests are not, by their very nature, anti-Semitic. So there were thousands of anti-Israel protests that we've identified. Most did not land in the audit as an anti-Semitic incident. So we need to be identifying certain language. Sometimes in these protests, there were swastikas, there were people saying Heil Hitler, but also there might have been using terms like globalize the Intifada, which ADL has identified as anti-Semitic. So it really depends on the situation.
Yeah, and there are situations where Israelis are protesting against Israeli action.
I mean, just last week, millions of Israelis are in the streets marching about the war, asking for this crisis to end, the hostages to come home, and aid to flow in.
In Arizona, we had, 122, something like that, incidents last year, and we just had another incident in the news today regarding a Phoenix area synagogue. Talk to us about that.
We did. This was an individual that was posting violent threats online against this particular Jewish institution and taping up flyers allegedly really awful anti-Semitic tropes. And so, these are things that that scare folks, and understandably so. Our audit was for 24, but as you know, we had murders of Jews in the United States this year that will come out in our audit next when it's released in April of next year in Washington, D.C. and in Boulder, Colorado. And Jews are very understandably terrified, and these incidents make that worse.
And these anti-Jewish hate crimes at record levels, near record levels, does it really even matter? I mean, they're up there.
It does matter. I think data drives policy at ADL. So we're really looking at what is the real situation. And, the decrease we saw in Arizona was slight. In 2020, there were 20 incidents of anti-Semitism.
Really?
And so this past year being 100 more than that is deeply concerning.
Of course, you have to look at COVID as being perhaps a factor back in 2020.
Sure, but even before 2020, they were even lower than that.
Why do you think that's happening?
I think there are multiple reasons. I think you see this really polarization politically with rhetoric that is deeply divisive. I think you see social media and the proliferation of many of these ideas, and really the radicalization of folks and making it really normalized to not only say awful things, but act on them.
Yeah. With that in mind, okay, Arizona, one of 9 states, leading states, and again, 122 incidents, not good, but apparently not bad, relatively speaking here. What do you take? What do you want people to take from this report?
We want policymakers to be able to look and see the gaps and work with us on improving, creating a task force. There's opportunities for increased hate crimes legislation that we're hoping to work on in the next legislative session. So like I said, there's good, but there's room. And this JPI is for the entire country, so every state is evaluated. And we want people to report. We want people to take things matter seriously. And we're really also asking the non-Jewish community that if they see a swastika somewhere, if they see something anti-Semitic, report to ADL, call law enforcement, be with us in this fight.
And last question, do you feel like you have lawmakers' ears, more so than in the past?
I think so. We really do. ADL drafted legislation to address swatting of synagogues that happened 2 years ago, which was passed. It had bipartisan support. The governor signed it, and that protected not only Jewish institutions, but all places of worship, including churches and mosques and schools. And so we really are seeing policymakers care about this issue on both sides of the aisle, and we look forward to working with them.
Sarah Kater, ADL Desert Region, good information, and thank you so much for sharing. Good to see you again.
Thank you.